Well, I purchased this Lambda model LL903 off of eBay a couple of weeks ago, and just finally had a chance to work on it. Now, in the auction listing, it was listed as not working correctly. There was no surprise when I got this home and it wasn't working. I knew it wasn't, and actually I bid on this specifically because it didn't work, because I wanted to figure out why. So, oh, and by the way, I got this from a eBay seller by the name of Funky Junk Tech, who has a lot of really interesting equipment that he lists. Seems like he lists a couple times a week, or usually 2 or 3 items that he adds. And he got this to me pretty quickly, even though he's clear across the other side of the country. He's definitely a good eBay seller. But anyways, started when I first got this thing, the maximum output I could get out of it was maybe about 10 volts. Not even quite 10 volts at full out. And started looking around at it, and originally found the schematic. This has the part number for the actual control IC on this regulator IC is a FBT something or other Motorola, but it's, I guess, equivalent to the MC14006L, which at one time was a pretty common voltage regulator, but they don't produce them anymore. They're getting hard to find because I was trying to find them. Everybody that has them wants like 20 bucks for them. But anyways, I finally got a chance today to tear this thing apart, do a little bit of looking around, and I've already actually repaired this. I just thought, after I did repair it, I thought, well, maybe I ought to do a video on it. But C1 ended up being junk, and you can see as soon as I pulled this apart, I saw that end kind of blown out of there, and I thought, that would be worth it to start there to try it out. It's 50 microfarad, 50 volt DC capacitor. Of course, these units were built, I don't know, from like 1976. I don't know when they quit building them, but mid-70s. And this one here, judging by all the date codes I see on here, it was probably a 76, 77 vintage. And this was actually, at the time that it came out, it was like a $400-something power supply. It was actually reasonably high-end for that time. So anyways, pulled that thing out of there, checked it with the ESR meter, and it wouldn't even respond. Zero, well, open basically. Checked with my capacitor meter. Instead of 50 microfarads, I was getting like 10 nanofarads across it. So it's garbage. So looked around, couldn't find any of this style, so I found the other style, popped it in there. It's 47 microfarad, 100 volt. Luckily it happened to be a longer lead style, so I could just barely span across there. And sure enough, that thing powered right up and worked. I'll set this thing down, put the top on here. And plug her in. Okay, I kind of like this because it's actually a current limited supply. I'm not sure if it'd be totally a constant current, constant voltage. It may be. I got to look into this thing a little bit more to see exactly what its capabilities are. But I'll run the fine adjust down some, do the current adjust just enough so that the voltage will react. But plug the thing in, start her up. I've got full voltage now, entire 40 volts. My little ProTech meter, which, by the way, I purchased that from Funky Junk Tech too. I've been kind of supporting his cause a little bit because he has so much good stuff, and there's so many things I've been wanting to get here. And that's just with the coarse, and then with the fine. It actually goes a little bit over 40 volts. It's about 41 or 42, but there's an adjustment pot in there. I could adjust that to a maximum of 40 volts if I wanted to. But yeah, quick, easy fix. I've got a pretty decent constant current, constant voltage power supply now. But, if you notice on a lot of these videos, I've been doing mainly electronic stuff. Well, I've kind of put the car thing on hold for a while. My one boy's pretty short, that's in college, is pretty short on money, so I decided that rather than spend any more money on the car, I put that money into a bank account that I can access easily if he happens to need money. And yeah, that's just going to have to go on hold till maybe next year, because it's a lot more important to get him through college than to get me racing. So this electronic stuff I get doesn't cost me much, and actually I've sold eBay auctions, and then I end up taking the money that I spend on or make on eBay auctions and spend on other electronic stuff. And you know, all this stuff that I've purchased costs less than the set of valves that I ended up buying for my AFR heads, so way less. So, and I kind of got to the point on the engine where I needed to buy some high dollar items. I need a set of headers for those AFR heads. The ones I used previously were made more for a standard type head. They really weren't made for the big exhaust port on an AFR. That's the heads laying over there. But so I got about the only ones that make any decent headers is Cook's, and they want $700 for them, which I guess that's about what they go for. And then after that, the engine block is pretty much ready to go, and actually everything else is too, but I need the rotating assembly balanced, and also I need valve reliefs deep in about 60 thousandths. And at one time I would take that into work and do it on the Bridgeport, but I'm not allowed to do that sort of, well, nobody's allowed to do that sort of thing anymore. So, you know, it's definitely not in the budget to buy a new Bridgeport, so I'm going to have to pay somebody to do that. Anyways, I'm going to get into more of this electronic stuff, and I bought a couple Keithley multimeters off of eBay. Actually, it was a lot of 3 multimeters and then a temperature meter, and I made out of those 3 I made 2 good ones, and I don't know, I've got some other projects like that I'll probably be showing as time goes on. But I think probably the majority of my subscribers are more interested in car stuff than they are electronic stuff, but I'll get back into that sometime, but just not at the moment. Gotta take care of the college thing first.